We are cleared into the area. Verify cameras are on. All right, here we go.
The whole thing about Top Gun is trying to get things in camera, to get people flying in the air. How much can we capture?
We were at the limits, bitter edge limits of being able to keep these jets in frame.
You're going to experience what it's really like to be a pilot, a fighter pilot, a Top Gun pilot.
It's such a special project, and Tom really drove home the fact that this movie cannot be made until we have the technology and we have a special story to tell.
This is not just a green screen nonsense.
It's the real thing.
First thing we had to do was develop a motion picture camera that could fit in the tight cockpit of an F-18. My DP and I, Claudio Miranda, worked closely with Sony to develop the Venice.
I think the Sony Venice is a great collaboration between us. It's got a great build to it. It feels solid. The little Rialto mode, and now the camera could kind of fit where it couldn't fit before. Sometimes we had to shave the ends of the lenses because they were too big.
We were able to take the very best lenses and the camera package and fly that on a high-speed jet and go out there and do dogfights and maneuvers and fly through canyons with technology we hadn't had before in the past.
To have all the internal NDs was amazing. Those ND filters are clean all the way up through 3 to 2.4. And some of the cameras were rigged in really impossible places. So putting NDs in the front of it the old way, first of all, it wouldn't have worked at all because the glass was too thick to be in front of the lens for the ejection seat. To have all the internal NDs was kind of amazing because I could adjust the exposure in the NDs and carry the depth of field we needed pretty much on the fly. All the cameras can change super fast. People told me that you'll never get 6 cameras inside the jet.
Verify cameras are on. Check cameras on.
Combination with cameras, Rialto, not Rialto, we were able to get 6 cameras in the jets, and so prove that kind of a little bit wrong.
Some of the biggest challenges in the movie are getting our lens and camera package to fly at 400 miles an hour and pull 3 Gs.
I wanted something fast that can kind of keep up with an F-18. We're flying with an acrobatic jet. They stick a small little shot over in the front, and that's how we were able to get a lot of the dynamic shots of going through canyons, going low, sub 100 feet, you know.
When you're sitting in a Cinejet and you're flying through a canyon with sheer cliffs and chasing F-18s and you're getting rocked by, jet wash and turbulence, there's a camera gimbal sitting on the front of your jet doing 400 miles an hour, and we are pulling up to 3 Gs, rounding these corners. That's a lot of force.
The most extreme mounts I've ever seen, and the special teams that were vetted by the United States Navy that could actually put these mounts on the aircraft because of the forces they were going to be put through. And then here's the Sony Venice being the heartbeat of these mounts.
What's great in the movie is that when you feel people are going through the loops and their G-faces are on their face, the expression on them, you really feel the inertia on people.
Viper 1 ready.
There is one sequence where you're going to be so low. We got special permission to bring in a very specific pilot who is cleared to fly the F-18 Super Hornet at 30 feet above the ground.
We have cameras on the ground filming these jets that are coming terribly close to them on the ground.
One of the most intense experiences I've ever had on a film set.
One of my favorite shots, which is when Tom goes off the aircraft carrier. Actually, he goes off and he kind of sinks down. You feel that in his body and his weight. And a big thing for me, which was amazing on this camera, is highlight roll-off and how it rolls off. That doesn't feel electronic, that it has sort of an analog feel to that roll-off. How the toe end looks. Is it getting too crunchy in the low end? How much detail when it does go under? How much detail when it does go over? When we do surpass the limitations of the sensor. What happens? Venice, turned out, we got the camera. We were loving, the skin color, flesh tones. We did use the dual ISO for some scenes where the light was just kind of going down and we were just fighting the light. We just needed an extra stop. We were able to go 2500 and, we still kept an image quality that was still IMAX in nature.
The movie is the pinnacle of any aviation movie ever to date, and I actually don't know how it could ever be topped.
We're not on some stage. We're out there in the real world capturing all this footage. The Venice was kind of the only thing that would have worked.